But let's take a short break and we'll be back to talk about the very dismal stats that has been released by State South Africa regarding unemployment in our country.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media. Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
Very good morning to you. Welcome to the program. You are talking on behalf of an organization called Unemployed Graduates Association. We are going to be talking about the very worrying figures that's been released by Stat South Africa. Unemployment figures are rising, including unemployment figures regarding graduates. So before we respond to that, tell us what Unemployed Graduates Association is all about. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
Innocent, are you there?
Yes, hello?
Hello, did you hear my introduction? Hello,
Yes.
Innocent. All right.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you indeed. How are you doing? And please tell us a little bit about what Unemployed Graduates Association is all about.
Oh, thank you very much. Unemployed Graduates Association is a registered NPO, which so it fits that due to the
Can you speak, Innocent, can you speak into the mouthpiece, please? You're very, very soft. I
Hello,
can't.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Unemployed Graduates Association is a registered NPO, which was formed by a group of unemployed youth that was mostly from the higher institutions of learning and also other skilled youth, which were not finding jobs and also thought what could happen now, or what is it that we can maybe do in order to help ourselves and also help others find jobs. So
Okay. Can you just turn down your radio, please? I'm getting a lot of feedback. Turn down your radio and let's proceed with the interview, please.
Oh, I'm not even next to a radio. Sorry.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of feedback there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry about that. Please continue.
Okay. So basically what we do is that we link the unemployed youth and the skilled youth to job opportunities. And we also conduct seminars where you call your private companies, and then we also help our unemployed graduates with skills in such as writing your CV, and also how to conduct or how to behave in an interview. And we also refer them into reskill because we are in partnership with other companies and other institutions, just like a Growth Institute today in Johannesburg and University of Johannesburg. So we refer these unskilled youth into these institutions so that they could maybe do a reskilling. Because you find that in some of the instances, you find that a person has done maybe, for an example, nursing. And right now, when you look at the job market, nursing is not really that much of needed. But if a person might do maybe a reskilling and find something that will be more relevant. So that's what we basically do. We just link the unemployed graduates to job opportunities.
Okay, so let's talk about these reskilling issues. Where do people access information regarding this? Does the reskilling or upskilling come at a cost? And where do they go for, what type of reskilling are you offering?
Because at the moment, we're dealing with your business management, your IT, and as well as your marketing opportunities. So anyone who wants to venture onto that, they can find or visit us on our Facebook page, and they can also call directly our management officers. So because we collect the database. Right now we've got about close to 20,000 unemployed graduates on our database in various qualifications. So we contact only those people who have contacted us in that fashion, and then we make it a point that from the opportunities that will be there at that moment, we give it out to them to say that, guys, look now, this is what we have. How many people are interested? Because we are also trying to run away from this tendency of just attending for the sake of being counted as someone who has something, only to find that you do not even need that skill or you are not even interested. So we are just willing to help those who seriously need help.
Okay, so does it come at a cost? And let's assume someone listening to us this morning has a certificate or a diploma qualification in marketing management, and then they decide just to add weight to their CV. Perhaps they should upskill in maybe some sort of administration certification course. Will it come at a cost, and where do they attend these classes?
We are in partnership with the Growth Institute. We don't make people pay because this partnership has been, there's been an MOU, memorandum of understanding, that what we do is that we give you these people, you train those people, and then you also give them a bit of experience on what you have trained them. So with their line of connection, they know, and they have a pool of companies that they work with. So once we're done training you, and then you also find your in-serve or your internship amongst the companies that are in partnership with the institute. So we are in partnership with Growth Institute, which is in Johannesburg.
Okay, what about, you talking about unemployed graduates here? What about matriculants who've been out of the schooling system for the past maybe 2-3 years and still can't find work? Would you perhaps allow them the opportunities of upskilling?
Absolutely. Yes, we do allow them, because what we do is that we also have people who do not have qualifications, but who are interested in having certain skills. So with your matric, with your grade 10, your grade 11, what you call report, you can also use that to access some of the services that we offer.
Okay, what is the current situation like regarding unemployed graduates? Are you concerned, seeing that Stats South Africa have just released figures indicating that we haven't had growth in South Africa and the unemployment rate is sitting at above, hovering around about 35%. And if you take into account people who have stopped looking for work, that figure goes into the mid 40%. And that's very, very worrying. What does it say for unemployed graduates?
Right now, maybe firstly, let me begin with this part to say that this brings pain. This brings a very much unbearable situation where you find the youth, the unemployed youth, and then graduates very much discouraged at this point, because we're talking about people who have went to varsity. Most probably, most of them have been using your grant and maybe bursaries and stuff. They are still expected to be paying that back, and they've stayed there for years. And right now, there's been that agitation of happiness from their families to say that, hey, at least if one of our own, because most of these people are unemployed, it's people who are not connected, It's people who are from a disadvantaged background. So it is part of the stories that we receive from our unemployed graduates to say that right now, what is it that we are going to do? Because even applying won't help us. So it begins there. And number two, coming to this release, that we believe that these statistics are not a true reflection of what is happening on the ground. Most probably got like 15 plus million people who are unemployed. Because this 35.3%, if you may ask, how many people that are not from South Africa are employed? And again, if you may ask, where are these figures coming from? How were they derived? Because maybe even at your house, you haven't even had anyone who came from centers. Even centers today is still busy counting, going door to door. So it's still an issue of discussion in one of the good days. So this joblessness in our country is a pandemic on its own, and it seems that no one really cares, and we're just going to be encouraged to vote again because it's our right. But when it comes to the issues that we vote for, to the issues that we want to see fit the next day, we are not winning on that one. There is also an issue of maladministration. How many municipalities, because this begins here on the ground level, how many municipalities have received clean audits? Because this is where those are people who are responsible for the communities next to them. Because we may look at it at the national level, but the funds are being released down to the municipalities. Then, so there is that maladministration, misuse of funds, whereby they should be inventing and becoming innovative to help maybe small businesses for unemployed graduates or youth to succeed. But then all those things do not happen because of nepotism and the high level of inequality. And then again, going to the national, we have this issue of being led by people who are not even educated. So if our government can derive a strategy that would say, if we are qualified in public management and governance, therefore you can lead in a certain department. If you have any agricultural qualification or relevant qualification close relating to that, therefore you are fit enough to go and lead in this department. But right now, what do they do with just leadership deployment? We see that because we've been with you in the struggle and we don't even care about your experience or even your interest. We just take people and being put there. So this is why we are finding ourselves in also this predicament.
You couldn't have expressed it more succinctly. Undoubtedly, it is a huge issue, especially as far as, I guess you can't even say unemployed graduates. For all young people in the country, whether you are a graduate or not, but obviously you speaking on behalf of Unemployed Graduate Associations, I'm, commend you for the work you people are doing in trying to make opportunities available for unemployed youth. And yes, this is a huge issue in our country. And yes, you are so right when you say that those figures that's been released by Stats South Africa would probably sit at a higher percentile simply because we're not sure if they have reached the majority of the people regarding the counting to give a true reflection of just exactly how many people are unemployed in our country. But thank you indeed for your insights on this issue. We hope and pray that things can be turned around in the country, and give us your website address, your Facebook page, so that we can direct young unemployed people to those pages to try and make contact with you to help them upskill and possibly be gainfully employed.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think people can maybe call this number,
Yes.
076
zero, sorry, 07623
68
68
142.
142.
Yes,
076
0762368
Okay, your phone's going to not
Or
stop ringing off the line. You're going to have lots of people calling you. But
yeah,
that's where we
or
leave
they
it.
can also visit our Facebook page. It's
Yes.
Unemployed Graduates Association.
Yep.
With Unga, because there are also bogus pages there. But the one that was speaking about, they'll see the logo is black and white, and it has Unga. It's an abbreviation for Unemployed Graduates Association. At the end, you just write Unemployed Graduates Association, and then there's Unga at the end of that list.
All right. Thank you indeed for all of that. God bless. Thank you for talking to us today. And let's just all put our hands together and pray that the situation does improve in our country and globally. Innocent Khumalo from the Unemployed Graduates Association talking about job opportunities or the lack of job opportunities for our youth in South Africa.